Welcome in, my darlings. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. My name is Millie. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today we're just going to run through a collective message for whoever finds this at whatever time this comes to you. I trust that this will be at the right time for you. Spirit's talking a lot about, they're saying a huge turn of the tide. So something has recently shifted and it feels like it's a really positive shift, but it may have been something that was Spirit saying the complete opposite of what you thought you were going to be doing or where you thought this was going to be going. So there may be a little bit of anxiety coming up for you at this point in time. There may be a little sense of like, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right choice? All of these kinds of things. The way that Spirit's presenting this energy is like the tide has only turned because now is an appropriate time for this to have occurred. So yeah, what I'm seeing here is that there is a big change that's coming through, and it feels like it's something that was overwhelming, discombobulating, like a complete turn of the tide, yeah? And it does come through with this energy of like having to prioritize thyself above all else, yeah? And I really want you guys to put that energy where it fits, but to really take that message in of, you know, self-care is absolutely of paramount priority in this next cycle. And this could have already been something that's like been brewing for a little while. So you may have like a preparation or like some sense of this coming, or you may have even been the one that turned the tide, whatever this is. All right. I'm a little bit rusty, you guys. I haven't been filming for like a month, so I will ask for your patience with this. We're just going to pull some cards. There is like a few more channeled messages that I may go back to during the reading, but we're just going to pull some cards. We'll look at your current focus, what you have gained during the latest cycle, and then we're going to have a look at what's going on behind the scenes that's working in your benefit. And then we'll have a look at incoming where Spirit would like you to direct your energy. So let's see, current focus, Mountain, Wizard of Awareness and Commitment. Okay, so some of you may have like recently entered into like a ginormous commitment, or you may be thinking about doing that, or that's definitely, that could be that turn of the tide. For some of you, it's that you've had to overcome the mountain in order to reach commitment. This Wizard of Awareness card is showing me that some of you have a spirit guide that you're working with quite closely during this time, and that person or that spirit, that deity, whatever it is to you guys, maybe even like giving you that higher perspective, like potentially you can't really see entirely what's going on or where this commitment's going to go. There is something here with the mountain that seems to be like blocking your view. There is a deep sense of trust though that I'm feeling with this mountain commitment and then the Wizard of Awareness. Like maybe for some of you, like you're trudging up the mountain and there's a deep sense of trust that you will make it to the top, like you're committed. Let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Show us what you don't see behind the scenes for the collective. What's going on behind the scenes for the collective here in this reading, Spirit? Spirit is bringing me to like new growth, large leaves. Authenticity is key. All right. Behind the scenes, unexpected visitors coming apart in solitude. Incoming, show me incoming where Spirit would like you to direct your attention, please. One more. All right, stuck in the mud, golden palace, and wide open. All right, so behind the scenes, what you don't see, Spirit's taking things apart. Spirit's, maybe even like moving people out of your life at this point in time. And this could be something that you're really not entirely sure about, that turn of the tide energy coming through, where maybe there was like spirit saying like the rug was ripped out from underneath you for some of you. Behind the scenes, it feels like spirit's clearing space. It feels like they're what it feels like is clearing space for the reintroduction of new players. That is honestly how this is coming through. All right, and then incoming, where spirit would like you to direct your energy. Stuck in the mud, golden palace, and wide open. It does seem like there is something that you've put yourself in that could be restricting you in some way, or feel like it's restricting you in some way. What I'm getting with this energy though is that potentially where you are right now, that is spirit saying that's the precious point. Like this is the sacred place here and now. That's what they're giving you this. Okay, and now they're showing me a lotus blooming through the mud. Yeah, so that is significant there. The lotus flower, it grows in mud. There is something here that you're trying to either like bring to the table, bring to fruition, maybe even bring to this commitment. And it's like you're trying to maybe even protect it or stifle it in some way. With this stuck in the mud and the wide open, like it's the opposites, 24 and 42. 66 is going to be a confirmation for you guys. And there is something about like, look, this woman's on top of the mountain. Like there is something about this mountain that I think you're potentially coming up, you're seeing it as like a complete barrier, or you're feeling like it's a complete barrier. And then unexpectedly something comes in and it kind of shifts your perspective in such a way that you actually start to see the beauty in where you are right now. That's what Spirit's saying. It's in this precious moment, in the now. And they're talking about the extremes of the opposites as well. This commitment could have involved like a new set of keys, or like an unexpected commitment to somebody else. There is something here that's showing me that this commitment is something tangible. This commitment is something that's been brought in, perhaps unexpectedly for some of you. All right, so a couple more of the channel messages that I had written down for this reading was persist with patience for the process. Yeah, Spirit's talking about curiosity, inviting childlike wonder. And then on the flip side of that, frustration really limiting the perspective of the experience, therefore limiting the wisdom gained. So there's a big call for you guys to just surrender into whatever this is that's coming up for you guys. And trust that Source has your back. Yeah, they actually said to me, may the odds be ever in your favor, which did come up in the last Cancer reading. There may be a connection to the Hunger Games. Spirit's saying to me, there's a connection in this reading to movies that have like a series of them. So I'm seeing like the Marvel movies, I'm seeing the Hunger Games movies, I'm seeing Avatar movies. And now Spirit's talking about like wielding your sword, and that sword being a sword of truth. So the authenticity is key. Prioritize knowing myself above all else. And this is a constant evolution. Yeah, Spirit showing me like the embodiment of you as a tree. Yeah, and constantly growing, constantly evolving. Like there's constantly new foliage and things like that coming into play that I think needs to be really highlighted here, because your awareness seems to be limited in some way, shape or form, and you feel constricted by that limitation. You feel that there is some kind of mountain before you, or even that you're on the mountain, yeah, like going up the mountain. Like there is some kind of struggle in the current energy that does feel, Spirit saying like very much feels out of control, and yet it's not. Okay, so what they're saying to me now is like externally, environmentally, like there may be things like happening even culturally around you that are really chaotic, really discombobulating, really like calling into question your commitment to yourself and your path. Yeah, what Spirit's saying to me is that while there may feel like a lack of control externally, you always have control of your internal world, and that's your responsibility. That's what they want you to focus on at this point in time. It does feel like behind the scenes there are things shifting, there are people and places, and it's people and places. That's what they're doing. They're shifting people and they're shifting places. Now they're showing me a ladder and they're saying up the rungs. So there is a climb that's happening here. There is a steady progression, but it's a progression that takes work. It's a progression that is challenging. It's a progression that seems to have, for some of you, like really taken all of the fire in your belly to get through. There is this really strong sense of you having like unexpected assistance, unexpected help, things like this coming in. Yeah, but this could even still be happening behind the scenes where potentially it hasn't reached your doorstep just yet. There is something here that's telling me that even for the incoming energy, you may still be feeling like you're stuck. You may be feeling like you're, okay, thank you, Spirit. What Spirit's saying to me is like you're looking at the situation and you're thinking like there's no way out of this. How do I escape from this? It does feel like the restriction is external to you. And what they're saying to me though is it's a perspective shift. You've got to try and shift your perspective to one where you look at the power that you've got as opposed to the power that you don't have. Look, it's a heavy energy. I actually don't really love this reading, to be fair. I channeled these messages mid-September of 2024. Again, whenever this reading comes to you, it's absolutely for you if you're resonating with it. But there is something around this that's been like growing, building, potentially like a long time burden on you in some way. And for some of you, like this turn of the tide and the mountain is something that you've got to do, something that you want to do, something that you're committed to doing. And it could be that it impacts other people in some way, and that's why you're kind of hesitant around it. All right. Show me what I need to see for this collective energy, please, Spirit. All right, so what they're saying to me is we'll get some advice around like the current energy, and then we'll also get some advice around this future energy, because there is something coming through here that it's like it really depends on your perspective. Either you can see it as something that's going to weigh you down, drag you down and keep you stuck, or you can see it as something that's absolutely going to free you. And this freedom is, that's what this is all about. For some of you, it's freeing you from a commitment. That is absolutely here as well for some of you. For others of you, it's freeing you up in some way so that you're then able to commit to something. And you want this, whatever this is, you've got a desire for this. All right, show me what I need to see for the current energy for this collective reading, please, Spirit. See, there's that desire with the Page of Cups and the Lovers. Things are askew is how Spirit's presenting it to me. Like things seem off balance. Things seem like maybe you feel like you don't really have a choice at this point in time with the Lovers card in reverse here. Show me what I need to see for this. Okay. So the advice around the current energy, with the Page of Cups coming out sideways, the Lovers definitely flew out in reverse. Then we've got the Four of Wands and the Knight of Swords. For some of you, the decision's been made for you. For some of you, it feels like Spirit saying there was only one choice, or you felt that there was only one choice or one way to go with this. Spirit saying you were led to believe there was only one way for this to be successful. What's that? There's new information that's coming to you here, absolutely. There's new information that's coming through with the Hanged Man. So there may have even been like, this is that perspective shift. For some of you, that could even be what this mountain is presenting. Like maybe there was something that came to your awareness, came to your attention, was brought to your table, yeah, that's really, really restructured and readjusted things so that now you're reassessing your commitment. Yeah, whether it's commitment to self or commitment to others, there is something that you've gained internally. There's some kind of new knowledge. There's some epiphany that's happened for you that could have potentially even represented as a mountain, like this big thing that you've learned. This really, for some of you, it's annoying with that little dog barking next door. Like there is something about this that's like frustrating, restricting, irritating even to a degree. What I think is happening though is that you see it clearly now, or you're beginning to see it clearly. And this was unexpected. There is something about this that's absolutely unexpected. There's something about this that's completely shifted, changed, even torn apart, like internal structures or internal Spirit saying ideations that have been there for a long time. Yeah. For some of you, this is like cultural, religious, etc., where you're like really shifting in a way that just doesn't align with what you had been doing previously. What I'm seeing here is that Spirit's bringing me back to this guide now, and like whether this internal compass, whether it's this epiphany that's guiding you and like directing your next steps, or if there is like a person or a spirit guide or an entity or something that you are aligning yourself with for the purpose of getting through this period. There is absolutely some kind of support that you've got that's external to you, and that support sees the situation clearly, has a deep understanding of your place in that situation and also how you feel about that. So I am seeing you having someone to lean upon in that period. What I think is going to come through here is this deep sense of Spirit keeps saying to me, there's no other way. You've got to go. You feel this sense of commitment to the path, whatever the path may be, whether the path presents as a mountain or whether the path presents as, Spirit saying like a roller coaster. Like for some of you, like you're actually excited about climbing this mountain, and then for others of you, you're very, very much like intimidated by the magnitude of it, is how Spirit's presenting it. And this isn't small, like this definitely isn't small. Whatever you've come across or been introduced to or whatever's, it's a spark within you though. It is. It's something within you that's come up and now you're very much committed to it. All right, show me what I need to see for this future energy. Show me advice around the future for this. Spirit keeps bringing me to that unexpected assistance. So for those of you that don't feel like you've got someone that understands, can commiserate, can be of support to you during this time, there definitely is a strong energy telling me that unexpected assistance will be coming in. Yeah, and we've got that here with the unexpected visitors. We've also got the Golden Palace here. All right, so we've got the Nine of Wands, the Justice card, the Six of Pentacles, and the Sun. You guys. All right, future advice, my darlings. with the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, you've got to lead with the heart. The heart knows where it wants to go. The Lovers here in the Four of Wands. There may, for some of you, you're not entirely sure what the heart space is trying to say at this point in time, yeah? For those of you that are in that period, just wait it out. Spend some time with yourself. Really go internal to try and seek these answers, because it will come to you. There will be an epiphany of some kind that really frees up the mind space in order for you to then commit to the new pathway that you're about to take. What I'm seeing in this future energy is where Spirit's saying to lead from the heart space, learn from everything that's happened in the latest cycles, and then utilize all of the skills that you've gained through this experience. There is something about you being the one that's coming in to rebalance things. There's something that you're either giving or taking away from a situation that is absolutely going to rebalance it. The Justice card and the Six of Pentacles here. And for most of you, this is around relationships, commitment, people, places, people and places. That's what they keep saying. It's just people or places. So you're either restructuring these relationships. For some of you, there's a complete move that's happening and you're not entirely sure how that's going to go or how that's going to fare for you. What Spirit's saying to me here is you've absolutely made the right decision, yeah? With the Sun here in your future position, you're definitely going to be happy at the end of the day. But there's something here that's telling me that there is still work to be done in the way of not only relationships that are supportive and replenishing to you, but also environments. There's a lot to do with the environment that's coming up here. It's the places and the people that are in those places that are going to be shifting, okay? And for some of you, see this stuck in the mud card, yeah? For some of you, it does seem like there's a hesitation. That's what it is. For some of you, you're not entirely sure what your decision is at this point in time. And for some of you, it's because this decision involves other people. It's because this restructuring involves people or places that you were quite committed to in recent cycles, and now you're really Spirit's saying reevaluating, reassessing. There's a lot of I see you really ruminating on the past. And there is a sense of irritation. I can't shy away from that. It's definitely here. For some of you, this involves caring for someone or an illness in some way, shape or form. Very small majority of you. Very small portion of you. For the majority of you, this involves relationships that very much matter to you in some way, shape or form, or even a place, a home, a job environment, whatever it is. The restructuring of this, maybe for some of you, it's something that I don't want to say that. All right, Spirit keeps saying to me, there's something that you want to go back to potentially. For some of you, there was something in the past that you were committed to, and then you somehow shifted that commitment in some way, and now you're feeling stuck. You're feeling like you've made the wrong decision. You're feeling like things aren't working out in the way that you had have hoped. That feeling of being stuck in the mud is giving you the perspective that when you look back, you're reassessing, Spirit's saying it's the restructuring of the memory. The advice here is to really consider not only what you think is best for your position at this point in time, but also for the people that are actually there in this moment. That's what Spirit's saying to me. There may be people in the past that you're thinking about or considering or even letting influence this in some way. And what Spirit's saying is, you've got to be with the now, be in the here, be in the now. Look at the people, places and things that are around you that are actually supporting you, and then assess it from that perspective rather than the perspective of what's behind. And I'm not entirely sure if that even makes any sense. There is something from the past. There is. And whether it's that you need to go back to recollect or to re-examine or to even... It's not finding closure though. It's something that you're going back to that you intend to bring with you. For some of you, this is like a big, big thing that you are either trying to give to somebody else or something that you're trying to solidify in the now. And this has been something that you've carried for a while. This is not something that's like brand new. This is something that's been, Spirit saying rediscovered that you're absolutely committed to. Now they're pointing me to the roots. So there is stability here. There is stability, and you may even feel that you're like stuck within... Spirit's saying it's social contracts, it's social and societal constructs that are absolutely limiting. It is. That's what this is. For some of you, you are still surrounding yourself with energies that aren't really beneficial to you at this point in time. And with the Justice card and that Six of Pentacles, it's really, really going to be called into question in the near future. For you to reassess, for you to restructure, for you to redetermine your importance in comparison or in conjunction with all of this that's happening externally to you. All right, Spirit is leading me back to the last Cancer reading that I filmed on the channel. I would go back and watch that, and they're bringing me to the Violet Flame now as well, with this amethyst crystal here really speaking to me at the moment. So there is a level of healing that needs to be gained throughout this cycle, but it seems like it's a level of healing that you... Spirit's saying you direct yourself, like the pace with which you heal is completely up to you. There does seem to be, for a lot of you, this energy of like not feeling like you've got support, not feeling like you've got even a sense of self at this point in time. Like this could have really, really called into question everything that you knew about yourself and how you wanted to maneuver through the world in this latest cycle. So much so that you're sitting at the top of this mountain with all of the past behind you and then all of the future ahead of you, and you just don't even know which way to look. That is how this is coming through. What I would say in regards to advice is to really look at the people, places and things that are supportive of you at this point in time, and even your own internal dialogue, yeah? Shying away from, you know, the negative criticism and the destructive self-talk that we all can fall into at some points in time, and then really like being, Spirit saying, being responsible with your internal dialogue and where that perspective is leading you to look, because there is something here that's showing me that you could be sitting on top of a golden palace, you could be sitting on a mountain of gold, and yet for some of you it feels like, okay, Spirit's saying like the sense of pressure to protect the gold. Like there's a sense of overwhelming responsibility. That's what it is. And for some of you, maybe you don't know if you can handle it. Maybe it involves other people that you really care about and you're not entirely sure if you can actually hold the magnitude of this. What Spirit's showing me though, and I can speak to this from experience, what Spirit's showing me is that at a certain point in time, you will be able to reflect on this entire period and see why it was totally necessary, totally appropriate even, that this big turn of the tide has come in. Totally, Spirit's saying even empowering for some of you. And it's a big shift from where you felt at the beginning, like you were, there's a lot of indecisiveness in the current energy that could even be like telling you that there's too much, there's too many different facets, is how Spirit's showing it to me. Like, and you're considering all of these different facets, yeah? What Spirit's saying is, are all of those facets your responsibility? And it's only up to you to decide which is and isn't your responsibility. The way that I'm seeing this energy come through is like there's a surprise at some point for you that shows you how the choices that you've made already have been the right ones, but how the choices that you're making in the current energy are influencing this really good outcome. There's freedom at the end of this. There's a sense of freedom at the end of this. So for some of you, it's felt like this has been a complete breakdown of everything that you knew, everything around you, all of the structured relationships and the way that you viewed yourself in relation to them people and places and things that have been, Spirit saying, destabilized. I'm seeing the Tower card now in my head where like things have just come crumbling down. And for some of you, you're in that place of clearing the rubble. That is what's happening here. And still feeling quite a strong sense of responsibility to others. Yeah, Spirit's bringing me back to that past energy now where some of you may still be like still in that past energy of regret and remorse and like, have I done the right thing, or whatever the case may be for each and every one of you. What I'm seeing in the future energy is that, okay, I don't want to say this, but I'm just going to give you what Spirit's giving me. Spirit's saying in the future energy, the amount of pressure that is applied will be, now they're showing me a diamond. Like if you, like I don't want to post this, I really don't, but Spirit's telling me like we have to get this out here. What Spirit's saying to me is that for some of you, if you feel like you're under pressure now, it's nothing compared to what's coming in. However, you've been prepared for this, and Spirit will only bring to your table what you can actually handle. Yeah, there is something about the amount of pressure that will be applied that is going to be somehow beneficial to you. And it is pressure. It is something that is heavy. It's responsibility. It's burdens for some of you. And now they're leading me back to that ladder. Like you are climbing the rungs of the ladder. There's ascension happening here. There's healing that's happening here. Spirit's saying there's restoration even that's happening here. There is something about the amount of pressure that's super important. All right, show me anything else I need to see for this reading, my darlings. Yeah, so for some of you, there's going to be moving away from people, places, and things that are absolutely going to be, you know, emotional for you to let go of. It's going to be a sacrifice in some way for you to walk away from these things. It's people or places. That's what they're saying. It's people or places. This isn't bad habits. This isn't like, this is 100% people or places. Trusting not only in your ability to make the right decision, but trusting in the universe's ability to take care of you is going to be paramount at this point in time. For some of you, you're intuitively led towards a certain move or goal or shift. Yeah, for some of you, this turn of the tide is absolutely going to be you that's bringing in this shift. And it's due to the amount of pressure that's been applied. It's absolutely due to the amount of pressure that's been applied. 6 of Swords, 8 of Cups. You are moving out of tumultuous relationships, out of chaotic environments, out of places and relationships that aren't supportive, aren't reflective of what you're giving. Yeah, and I'm definitely seeing you have this like real sense of like a clean slate coming through in the future, but it's a clean slate that it took work to clear, is how Spirit's presenting it to me. So you may be quite weary at this point in time. You may be like really emotionally exhausted, like even physically exhausted for some of you. It seems like there's a lot of work, there's a lot of responsibility. And for most of you, it does seem like Spirit's talking about fires and forging and gold and the heat that is necessary for this to occur. For some of you, there is a recommitment. For some of you, it's definitely a recommitment to something of the past. And for others of you, it's recommitting to yourself due to what's happened in the latest cycle. Like there is this like deep sense of the Spirit saying self-importance, self-prioritization. This is where the magic happens though, is what Spirit's showing me. And I know this to be true, that when we can honor oneself in the highest form, in the highest degree of, you know, self-love and self-acceptance, almost immediately you are, Spirit saying rewarded, but I was going to say you almost immediately see the reflection of that in the people and the places and the experiences that you have. And it is that quick of a shift. It is definitely that quick. It can be something that like, you can look at a situation and be like, oh, woe is me, and how am I going to get out of this, and what am I going to do with this mess, and rah, rah, rah. Or you can look at it like, wow, look what I just got through. Look at the challenges that I've been able to overcome. And then looking at the experience and the power and the privilege even that's been gained throughout that cycle. Oh, my darlings, this energy is super duper heavy. I do see some of you like stepping into commitment with somebody else, whether this is a spirit guide, whether this is, you know, a place that you commit yourself to, or whether this is a person. I'm definitely seeing that there will be assistance for you during this time, and it's really up to you to decipher who's actually going to be helpful to you or who's going to be a hindrance. I'm sending you guys all my love. This is a super heavy reading. I don't really want to put it out here, but I will for whoever needs it. Again, all my readings are timeless unless specified otherwise, so take what you will from it. Leave me a comment in the comment section if any of this stuff fits for you guys. I feel like the energy in the collective is quite heavy at the moment, yeah? So I really want you guys to be taking care of your person, yeah? Internally, externally, spiritually, emotionally. Like there is a big call for you guys at this point in time to really raise that commitment to self. Make that of your paramount priority, and then watch the rest of the universe kind of fall into line, is how they're giving it to me. And staying rooted in your belief systems, that's going to be really important too. Like whether or not those belief systems are, look at the Ten of Cups there just at the bottom of the deck for you guys. There is something about this that's going to bring you happiness. There is something about this that's going to bring you freedom. But for the time being, it may feel like there's just more and more things that are getting piled on top of you. Yeah, so really trusting in your ability to care for oneself and nurture oneself through that is going to be the way to find this freedom, to find this happiness, to find this reward that Spirit's going to bestow upon each and every one of you. Yeah, it's an investment, and Spirit is here backing you up. For those of you that are really feeling like deep down in the dumps, I will be doing, I might just give away 2 free readings this month. If you want to get in the draw for that, just comment in the comment section, and I'll just be picking at random intuitively. I will be doing 2 free readings this month because there is energy that's telling me that collectively people aren't okay. Collectively, the energy is kind of fucked. So what I want you to do is, you know, lean on the supports that are offered to you, but then also like go into that cave where necessary and really be quite protective of oneself during this cycle. Yeah. All right, my darlings, I'm going to leave that one there for you. Sending you all my love. My name is Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I've been on a little hiatus for a little while. I'm going to be back doing all of your readings this month. So yeah, stay tuned for the sign-specific ones. And I'm sending you guys all my love because whatever this is, your authenticity is going to be key, and that persisting with patience. Yeah, be curious about what's happening to you or happening for you or happening around you at this point in time, because there's always a lesson to be learned. There's always something to be gained from these really challenging and tough cycles. So I'm going to leave that one there for you guys. Sending you all my love, and yeah, good luck. Bye, my darlings. Oh, I can't. Oh. One of these days I'm going to learn how to edit, but not today.